Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Doctor Who and Autism series. Today I'm joined with Billy, and today we're going to be speaking about Doctor Who and autism, of course, because it's going to be a really nice mixed talk about two different things, but are really good for you to talk about. So Billy, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much. For those of you that might know me on TikTok, I'm BlueBox97. Alongside that, in my personal life, I'm an actor. I do that as much as I can, and I'm a full-time teacher, and I teach SEND school, which will help me talk about the other topic of autism in this podcast today, as well as the Doctor Who stuff, which I'm quite knowledgeable about as well. So thank you for having me, and I hope we have a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to talk to you because, of course, I know you more for like TikTok stuff, like doing your like little videos, shall we say? It's the only thing you can do on TikTok, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I guess your name on TikTok is similar. Is it kind of like the blue box symbolizes the TARDIS?
Yeah. I've always had some variations of Blue Box in anything I sign up for, just because of the TARDIS from Doctor Who. Small little blue box. I've had the name Little Blue Box before on like other platforms, but I shortened it to Blue Box 97 because 97 is my birthday as well. So yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
That's the TARDIS.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there, Billy. And in regard of acting, so what do you do with that? Because you said you like to do it as much as you can.
So with acting, over the last 10 years, I did my performing arts degree at college, and then I went on to do a bachelor's degree in performing arts. And then after that, I did a master's degree in drama because I hate myself and I want to torture myself with as much education as I possibly could. That was a lot. And then I had to go into the real world, and I realized that I need to start pushing my acting career. So over the last couple of years, I've just been really pushing it. I set up a theatre company. We put on shows every so often throughout the year. I've had fairly good shows put on, which I really enjoyed doing. I've auditioned for quite a lot of roles. Later this year, hopefully, I should be on BBC4 for a small piece that I filmed with a company in South Wales. It was really good. It was pretty much just a glorified music video with the band Skindred. So yeah, I try and do as much acting as I possibly can. I'm always applying for acting jobs. I'm currently looking for new representation. I was represented by an agent before, but yeah, there's a lot over the last 10 years that I've done in terms of acting, and I'm just trying to build it up as much as I can. TikTok's been really great for that. It's just another way for me to do some small scale acting with Doctor Who in mind, because obviously my dream role is to play the Doctor one day. So that's really where my passion lies. I want to be a full-time actor, realistically, but it's also why I'm a teacher, because I can teach specifically within drama as well. So while I want a career in acting, I also need that safety net, but it's still in the realm of the things that I want to go into and do in life.
Yeah, it sounds like you'll do really good because you got like you're acting like even on the side, like even though you're like your teacher, you still can do that. Like you say, you do different, like I suppose, theatre plays throughout the year, and that's always a good thing to look forward to.
Yeah.
And with your, so are you just is that all you teach at school? Is that just being the drama teacher?
It used to be like that. So two years ago, I used to work in a college, and I was just a performing arts lecturer. But this year, I've got a new job because my contract came to an end last year with the previous institution, and this year I'm at a more specific institution that requires some learners that they need one-to-one to support. So I kind of teach everything now, but I do also have that specialism within drama, and I like run drama clubs within the school and stuff. But at the moment, I am teaching more on a one-to-one basis, and it's very functional skills, life skills, and stuff like that at the moment. Yeah, so my career's changed a lot over the last year. I am looking to get back into more performing arts specific, but I really like my job at the moment. It's really rewarding to work with the children that I do currently.
Yeah, and we said before, like you people with like autism and SEN as well.
Yeah. The institution I work at is they focus on helping with autism specifically. Um, so it's an institute built up of about 50 students, and they have a staff ratio of 70 staff members, and it's very one-to-one support, because some of these learners' needs can range from quite high functioning to quite severe, some non-verbal as well. So that there is a lot of one-to-one support, and it is so rewarding to see um, these students get the chance that they deserve, because no one can it's no one's fault the cards they're dealt in life, and everyone deserves an equal opportunity, and no one should be looked down upon for anything that's been given to them in life, because everyone is the same, everyone's equal, and some people just needs extra support, and that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. It is good that like you get to work with those like people as well, because you say it could be rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are different, so like as you say, like I went to like a mainstream school, then had to get transferred to a special school because people wouldn't understand my autism.
Yeah.
Because I would get on the work and wouldn't ask for help. um, but yeah, like so you've been there about, is it a year now? At what you're doing currently?
What I'm currently doing, I've been there for about the last 5 months, so not a year yet, but I'm building up to it.
Yeah, yeah. It goes faster, doesn't it?
It does, honestly. It flies by, especially if you enjoy what you're doing, because like I said before this, I was working in a college. I was teaching 16 plus year olds, but now the place I'm at, they teach from primary to sixth form, and I observed the primary class and I fell in love with it. It was great. These little kids have such high energy, and it was just brilliant to work with them. And I never thought I'd see myself working in the primary sector, but now I do.
Yeah, I suppose it's a nice change.
Yes, definitely, it's definitely a nice change. And
Yeah,
like I said, that they're very high energy students, and I love that because I'm a high energy person myself.
yeah, because it's different, isn't it? Like teaching people maybe younger to teaching people over 16.
Oh yes, much different. Yeah, um, the kids we have that are 16, they're learning at the moment. They're more learning about like proper life skills, like how to open banks, how to like do your shopping and take care of yourself and stuff like that, how to run a house. Whereas the kids are probably learning more small scale practical things like tying shoelaces, basic maths and stuff like that. So the levels do definitely vary.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, it's it. Do you so for the future, of course, like acting, you want to take that career path, like but as much as you like doing that, it's always nice to be doing this. But so, do you have any kind of plans for maybe do you plan to stay here like your current job a couple years or just a year? Like how do you say that?
Um, it's very subjective. Hope my employer's not watching. So, but basically, I'm staying in my job until a higher scale performing arts job comes up in teaching and education. So I love where I am currently, but I want to work more specifically within drama, because that's just my calling. That's where I specialize. It's where I've trained for the last 10 years. That's what I want to go into. So I'm drama jobs in teaching aren't common. They're very rare, because when a drama teacher gets a drama job, they don't ever leave. No drama teacher ever wants to leave because they rarely come up. They're like gold dust. Um,
Yeah,
so it's just waiting for that opening to come up, and I'm constantly applying for different jobs. But at the moment, I'm happy where I am, and if one doesn't come up for a year or two, that's fine. I haven't got a problem with that. At the same time, my acting career, I'm always pushing, I'm always looking for new representation. If for whatever reason it took off dramatically, being realistic, I would probably leave my educational career and pursue that full time.
yeah, okay. And I know I exactly agree with you what you said about normally when you have a drama teacher take up the role of a drama, like they're near enough, they're like, quite a long time, because
Yeah.
I know exactly what I mean, because the drama teacher I had at school was the main drama teacher for a long time, and then it had to come to a stop because the exam changed, because of course you have that drama exam and it changed. But
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to be the last ones to do it.
Oh, fair
um,
enough.
um, but it was pretty tough because it was more like written based, and like the actual acting part, which was
Yeah.
pretty annoying. But because you have to write about something that you've never done before, you have to watch it, like watch the film of it or something, and then write about it. But
Okay.
I was fortunate to do drama. Um, like I still did a play. I played like a motor role character, so that was pretty fun. And I wasn't. I suppose that's where I first grew my confidence, probably
Oh, that's
by
brilliant.
doing that, because I like with my autism, going back early years of school life and that, I wasn't confident person, and I feel like possibly drama helped with that, and even like acting now, just um acting Doctor Who, or for example, it's nice because it could just be someone else for a while.
I agree, definitely. Normally when people meet me in person, they tell me I'm quite reserved, like kept to myself person. I come off quite shy sometimes, and until someone gets to know me. But I've often been told people who didn't know me, but then they've seen me on stage or they've seen me in film, they think it's a different person because my confidence really comes out when I'm in that zone. And yeah, it's just really nice because when you're on stage, you get such an adrenaline rush, and it's a feeling I live for, honestly.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Like maybe if you get that possibly Doctor Who speech, like not exactly Doctor Who speech, but feeling like it or something. It's nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Uh,
you might have a good speech where you can maybe shout someone else, or for some odd reason that's happening in some drama play or something.
it happens. It's happened
Yeah,
before.
yeah, and you don't feel bad either, do you?
No,
Yeah.
definitely not. Especially when you're acting. I remember the first role I ever had. I was in Little Shop of Horrors, and I don't know if you've ever seen Little Shop of Horrors before. Um, I played this dentist character, and he was very abusive and horrible. That's not me, obviously, acting, but the person who played my character's girlfriend, I remember throwing her on the floor for a scene. And when she came backstage, she was like, "Oh, Billie, you bruised my knee." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I got so into character. I'm really sorry." These
Yeah,
things happen. You get a
yeah,
bit carried away
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. Even though I don't know, like uh, that's good. Although it's not good, but it is for like the audience, I suppose.
It's realistic.
Yeah, realistic. Yeah, like
Yeah.
like but it is good to be like that. Like when I played my multi-role character, it was pretty tricky. Well, because I had to play someone's husband, and then I was someone else. I was dancing. I couldn't dance. It was quite funny, because I couldn't dance. I can't. At a certain, it was old. You had to dance, like they do in the old times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to dance like that, and I couldn't do that. And like people teaching me how to dance, left, right, like moving back and forward and back. It was hard, and then I got there in the end, because
Yeah.
you got the character, like the partner who was doing it with me, at the other end, skipping towards me, and it was okay, but like I don't. The good thing was about the drama room, it's really dark, so like the audience, you can't really see them.
Yeah.
um, that's what I liked. Like I knew people were watching me. I don't like to look at people in their eyes when they're watching. I
I'm
just like
not.
to get on with it.
I'm the opposite. I love making. I
Yeah.
don't know. I always love playing these characters that are quite obscene and awkward, and I love making an audience member feel awkward. So
Mm.
I've had characters in the past where I've locked eyes with one audience member, and it's just yeah.
Yeah,
It's different for every character, I think.
I suppose, because I haven't done anything really since, because it's like COVID and
Yeah, I get
stuff
that.
like that.
COVID hit the performing industry really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because once I left, I didn't really take it on,
Mm.
because I'm interested in sports coaching as well, like football, because
Okay.
I like before COVID hit, I got coaching, like I did like an exam, and then I got a FA level 1, so I'm qualified to coach. But because I got Crohn's as well, so Crohn's disease makes me quite
Yeah.
clinically vulnerable, and quite a lot has changed. So drama or sports is very tricky and risky for me, because you have to be quite close contact, and the two
Yeah.
things I'm interested in.
I understand.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm always doing acting anyway, like from doing Doctor Who videos,
It,
but
it,
and stuff like that.
it's acting regardless. Like even if it's big scale or small scale, like TikTok, like as long as you're still acting and you're happy with it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, yeah, like I don't do it like every time, like most people, like I don't do it every day.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
I'm struggling to find time to make TikTok videos, to be honest. And
yeah,
I want to get back into it. I haven't posted regularly in a while. That's just because of a lot of personal life issues, but
yeah,
hopefully I will get back into it at some point and get back to the momentum that I had before. Whereas I was posting not every day, but like every other day.
yeah. Yeah. Actually, speaking about your videos, Billy, like I see your sonic screwdriver and I don't recognise it. Like, what is your sonic screwdriver there?
My size screwdriver. I can show you if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, take you guys on a bit of an adventure real quick. So the sonic screwdriver I have up here is this one. It comes from a character set, and it's just it's like a mix and match Doctor Who sonic screwdriver. So it like it can come apart, and you can mix and match it with other parts that were sold with the set from this one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I just made my own sonic screwdriver with it, and because I'm playing my own version of the Doctor, so I thought I need my own sonic screwdriver. That's not to say those who have OC Doctors that use other screwdrivers aren't good. It's just I thought it'd be really cool to have my own, so that it matches my Doctor a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw it, and I know you do your own Doctor and that, and I just I didn't know if it was someone else's screwdriver, or like you say, you made it yourself.
Yeah.
um,
The company that make the Doctor Who figures, they released two sets. One was called the it was like Doctor Who mix and match sonic screwdriver set, and the other one was the Doctor Who transtemporal sonic screwdriver set. And it's just where you can mix and match different parts of the sonic to make your own. Really, it's really cool, and I hope they bring something like that back with like the next wave of merchandising they do.
yeah, yeah. You have to let me know, or send something, because it does look pretty cool. Like you can create your own screwdriver.
Yeah, they're hard to find now. They're quite expensive now because Doctor Who merch is becoming really expensive on places like eBay and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
becoming harder for fans to buy things.
it is. Yeah, like I you know, when they did the Builder Bears
Yeah,
um Doctor Who ones, and uh I got the David Tennant one, um but I wanted to get the 11th Doctor one, but he ran out.
oh,
uh,
I'm sorry.
but like now, like I can see that they're doing like a restock, so they're
Yeah,
having Tom Baker, and I think they're having a K9 as well, so
yeah, I saw that. I
uh,
saw that. It looks really cool. I have a Dalek from the Build a Bear set. Um, I just really liked it. I thought it looked really cute. So I might get the K9. I'm not sure. We'll see.
yeah, I think I would like the K9, because I do like teddies. Um, like of course, like with the Build-A-Bear ones, I leave them in their boxes. I don't take them out or anything. Um,
Yeah.
it's more like an ornament, I suppose, even though they're teddies. But um, if you wanted a cheaper option, you could just get a normal Build-A-Bear and just get the clothes. Change
This
it
is
around.
this is very true. That would be a cheaper option.
Yeah, because they're all the same, aren't they? All the Build-A-Bears, and
No,
they're
yeah, pretty much.
just a costume, which is why I'd rather get K9, because He's a bit different. Because he's
Yeah.
not such a builder bear. He's just a dog, Teddy.
Mm.
But there's so much. I think it's good, like that they do that. They're doing that builder bear because they never used to do any Doctor Who kind of stuff.
No, not that I remember. The merchandising for Doctor Who over the recent years has dropped off a little bit, and I really hope with the next showrunner Russell that they bring a lot of things back, because I remember being younger when we had like Woolworths and stuff like that. Doctor Who merchandise was just everywhere, and I hope that's something that returns with the next showrunner, because at the moment the only place really to get merchandise is Build-A-Bear and B&M,
Yeah,
and yeah, I miss it how it used to be.
yeah. I used to collect all the magazines, like like the Doctor Who
Yeah,
Adventures, like
yeah,
every week.
with the Doctor Who cards.
Yeah, yeah. I had Doctor Who cards, each week. I would get Doctor Who magazine, have a little to tell you a little bit about maybe what happens next week in next week's episode,
Yeah,
and
I used to love that.
also those little toys in it. I don't know how to do it now, but
I
I've
think they
got
have a Doctor Who magazine. It's just not frequent.
yeah. Hopefully they continue that because I think those magazines were with Russell as well when he was showrunner. So it'd be nice to bring that kind of stuff back.
Yeah, I agree.
Just exciting. It's just exciting to get, isn't it?
Definitely.
Mm. Yeah. Um. So Billy, in regard to Doctor Who, when um did you kind of start watching? Would you say?
I started watching Doctor Who in 2004, the year before it came back to television, because my mother, she grew up watching Doctor Who. She was a massive fan. She had the entirety of Peter Davison's run on videotape. Um, and I remember being young, and in 2004, she pulled down all these tapes from the loft, and she was telling me, Billy, you'd really love this. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna hate it. It's really old, it's really boring. And she put on Peter Davison's first episode, Doctor Who, and I just fell in love with it. It was amazing. And I remember those long summers just rewatching these tapes. And then in 2005, it got rebooted. And I remember watching Christopher Eccleston, and I was just so happy. Like it made my childhood what it was. So much imagination, so many toys to play with, so many fond memories pretending to be the Doctor as a little kid. But yeah, so basically, my first Doctor was technically Peter Davison, but my first on-screen Doctor was Christopher Eccleston. So I've been watching a long time now. It's had a strong influence over my entire life, over everything that I've decided to do in my life, especially with acting. It's what inspired me to get into it in the first place, because watching these actors growing up, I was just in awe constantly of how amazing they were, and their performances were so good, and the stories were so amazing. Like, even the stories that I didn't think were great, I was still so happy just to always watch. And when Doctor Who was on TV, I never missed a first airing of it. So I've always just been a massive fan.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always good to be there when it's straight on.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to miss any spoilers for future.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's also important just to stay off social media when Doctor Who's on there, isn't it?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just always loved the show, honestly, for as long as I can remember. And then as I got older, I went back and watched the rest of the classics, and it's built up a massive appreciation for it. Started listening to the audiobooks recently as well. Um, yeah, there's a lot to Doctor Who at the moment. Like the expanded universe of Doctor Who is just getting so much bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have I suppose a doctor, like, do you like them all in their own way, or is there one particular doctor that you got drawn into?
My favorite Doctor, like, I get asked this quite a lot. Um, it's it's an easier choice than people think it would be for me. My favorite Doctor is Peter Capaldi. Like, I'll just be deadly honest. He's my favorite Doctor. Um, I think as an actor, he's just so talented, and he did such amazing work in his run. The scripts he was given were starting to teeter off, and they weren't amazing quality at the time, but I think his talent really shone through and he carried a lot of it. Things like Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent was probably the most amazing episode of Doctor Who I ever watched in my entire life, because it was one actor for 45 minutes commanding a screen and keeping me captivated. It was brilliant to me. But that's my opinion. I personally love all the doctors. I can't say that I dislike any doctor that's had the role. I think in their own way they've all done an amazing job and they've all brought something new to the table. But if I had to pick one, yeah, personal preference, it would be Peter Capaldi, just because he's a doctor I really felt connected with. He felt real, felt very rustic. But yeah, definitely one I was drawn towards.
Okay. That's yeah. So I guess you really sad when he left, like his leaving speech and everything.
Yeah, I was really sad when he left. It was yeah, it was really sad. I remember when they announced him, because I was watching it on TV, and they had like a big announcement show for him, and they called him on stage like, it's Peter Capaldi. I was just like, wow, that's amazing. I'm quite good at predicting who the next Doctor is going to be, because I managed to predict Peter Capaldi and Matt Smith before they became the Doctor, which was quite good. But yeah, when Peter Capaldi left, I was very sad. His speech was brilliant, I think. I think some of the writing in it could have been a bit better, but I think he performed it really, really well. And it was sad to see him go. And then we had Jodie Whittaker, who's currently running.
Yeah, yeah, and with with Peter Capaldi, I think for me, I think his last season was his best.
I agree.
And the most enjoyable as well, because I felt like his acting wasn't top. I think maybe he was nervous. It seemed like that in the first episode anyway, or first couple, because he sounds different, doesn't he, in a way from his first.
I think for any actor playing the Doctor, it's big shoes to fill, like really big shoes to fill. You're going to be nervous, especially for someone like Peter Capaldi. He's been very honest about how this is a role he's wanted his entire life and how he was a fan. Like he was a fan as a kid of the show. So stepping into it, you're going to be thinking to yourself, okay, how can I do this right? How can I hit the nail on the head? And as you said, I think as his seasons went on, he progressively got better and he found his footing and he truly became the Doctor till midway through towards the end. And I think that happens with a lot of doctors, like especially as with Jodie as well. When Jodie first took on the role, I feel like she was a little bit underdeveloped, and then as she's gone on, she's just gone progressively better. And it's always sad because when that happens to actors, because it makes you think, oh, I want to see so much more, because they're just getting really good.
Yeah, it's the curse of 3 seasons at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But it is what it is, sadly.
Yeah. Unless you're the Ninth Doctor who only got one for personal reasons.
Yeah.
I
think that's why they introduced that rule of 3. I think they all initially get offered 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's a while as well. About 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, because there's gaps in between, so it can drag out for a long time.
Yeah. It'd be nice to get more episodes within those years, hopefully.
Yeah, I think Russell's probably gonna steam train that stuff, and we'll get Doctor Who a lot more regularly like we used to. Whereas I think Chris Chibnall had a lot of pressure put on him, and he just couldn't find the time to get Doctor Who out to the quality it should have been.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. Like it was like Peter Capaldi, his last season, like we said, it was the best one. But because even though I did like kind of the ending to quite a lot of the seasons with him, I did like when we had Johnson back, one of his last episodes, and
oh yeah, that was so good. Yeah, it was really good. To see Johnson back alongside Michelle Gomez. Michelle Gomez is such a talent, and to see those two together, it was really good at the time.
Yeah, it would be nice to see like the master, like who wasn't the master, he played like the Professor in Utopia.
Oh yeah, like the Professor Yana.
Yeah,
Then becomes the master.
yeah,
Yeah, there's audiobooks of him playing the War Master, and they're really good. So I recommend that if you want to like get any more of him.
yeah. It'd be nice if he did come back, like all the masters together, maybe,
Yeah,
including him.
maybe it'd definitely be good. I know for Jodie's next episode we're getting Sacha Dhawan again because he's in the trailer.
Yeah,
But we don't know what the 60th anniversary could bring a whole lot of different things to the table. I know in a interview with Russell and Shooty, he was saying that the Master might pop up in his next run of Doctor Who, so we have to wait and see what happens.
yeah. I think because it's one of the villains that he wants, Shooty. I remember him saying, and also it's even it was quite funny because when he said master, Russell's like, we can have Missy as well.
Yeah. It's almost like he accidentally spoiled it that they might already have someone lined up to play the character. So don't know.
Yeah.
Have to wait and see.
Do you think it should be like a master for example, Sasha? Do you think they should do it every new Doctor? There should be a new incarnation of the Master, or maybe probably like Sasha could go on to the next Doctor.
I would love to see Sasha go on. I think similar to how when a new Doctor steps in the role, it's a bit unfamiliar to them. I think Sasha needs a bit more time with the role of the Master because I feel a couple of his things are copied from John Sim a tiny bit. And I would like to see a lot more of him. I don't think a new Doctor should necessarily mean a new Master at all. I think it would be nice to see a Master stay on a bit longer because just to see that character development. Because just to have one character for a year or two and that person, then it's another person. I don't feel it's enough time to get used to the character and like really come to love them. I think that's why a lot of people really love John Sim because we saw his character through various different periods. Like we saw him at the start. We saw him at the end of David's run, and then he made a resurgence in Peter Capaldi's run. So I definitely think it's nicer to see a Master stay on for a little bit longer than just to keep shoving different actors into the role.
Yeah, yeah, I agree because you haven't really seen him that much.
Yeah,
like Sasha's Master. I think like if you include him when he wasn't, he played like an episode where he wasn't like the Master, like he pretended to be the Master.
yeah, definitely. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I think with Russell though, he's probably going to look at wanting to revamp the whole thing and make everything new. So I don't see much returning from Chibnall's era or Moffat's era. I think Russell's going to come in with just a whole new thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's something that needs to happen. Like I say, bring us much of the companions and the Doctors back for the 60th, and like Joe did last episode as well.
He's going to try and recapture us with a lot of things for him from his run before he starts working on new things. I think that's why David Tennant's back. It's just to pull the fans back in. I think.
Yeah.
Before he starts laying out anything new.
Yeah, because people watch it with David Tennant. Like you see people saying David in it. I'm gonna watch it now.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like a lot of older fans of Doctor Who will want to watch it because David Tennant's coming back. It's like my grandmother stopped watching Doctor Who when David Tennant left. And I was telling her the other day, oh, he's coming back to play the Doctor. And she's like, oh, I might watch it again then. So I definitely think the viewing figures are going to shoot up a little bit, which is great because that will do wonders for Shooty for his run. Because I know he has quite a big fan base from Sex Education as well. So I think the show itself should see quite a nice viewing over the next couple of years, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Like I'm looking forward to Jodie's episode as well because I have a theory that I want to happen, and I think it will fix everything that hasn't been great within Chibnall's run. Do you want to hear it?
I'd love to hear it. Yes.
Well, what I want to happen is I don't think well, like you in the trailer we saw Ace, we saw Tegan, we saw the Daleks, we saw the Cybermen, we saw the Master, didn't we? We saw all them, and
Yeah.
you think to yourself, why would they show all them in the trailer that soon? Like not that soon. I mean, it would have been ages ago, wouldn't it? Um, um, you think from Easter to October time, kind of. And I think it's going to be a really interesting story. But what I would love to happen is I would love there to be a plot twist. Like the Master is like played by Sasha. It's either the Master or Yaz has worked with the Master this whole time, and
Ooh.
that would be a massive like betrayal from like the Doctor as well. So the Doctor would feel really betrayed, and like when in the trailer she saw the Doctor said Yaz, that could possibly be saying why have you done this, like and stuff. And I think that'd be really nicely, even though for many people who love Yaz and the Doctor will be really distraught by it, but
Yeah.
it's never happened before. Like has it, like a companion betraying the Doctor? Or
Yeah, it would be really interesting to see. I have no idea how they're gonna wrap this season off of Doctor Who. Russell keeps hinting at like a multiverse that he wants to go into. So I'm wondering if everything we've seen happen maybe isn't part of like the main Doctor Who universe, like, and maybe the watch that Jodie's got actually like opens up a pocket universe or something. I don't know. I have a lot of weird theories in my head about what's going to happen, and we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be, hopefully, it's good.
yeah,
That's what I say. I really want Jodie's final episode to shine for her. I think she deserves it, definitely, and I hope they put in all the effort they possibly can for Jodie's last episode. I don't want her to be remembered for a bad last episode, and hopefully it's good.
does it give you End of Time vibes?
End of Time was a product for its time. I think it was a great episode. I get a little bit of that vibe from it because of like all the monsters and stuff thrown into it and all the companions coming back.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens.
Right. Yeah. Like, we kind of know Graham's going to come back. Bradley Walsh. For some reason, I don't know. Maybe that's to do with Unit or something. Maybe it goes on to the 60th, possibly. Jodie's episode, because like Unit are coming back, aren't they? Within the 60th anniversary.
Well, if Graham comes back, it might make sense because Jodie's Doctor did give both him and Ryan, psychic paper. So they've probably been traveling the Earth and doing like some crime fighting themselves and stuff. So it probably makes good reason to lead back into them returning, like when Martha returned with Unit.
Yeah. I am really excited for it because it's like I think, an hour and a half long episode. So, and the thing I like about it, it's not like a Christmas episode or a New Year's episode, because we're always used to regeneration happening in those kind of episodes, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's nice to have it possibly like in the autumn. And yeah, it's getting really interesting. I am excited.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see what it brings. I think it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see when she does regenerate, how she turns into David Tennant, or if she turns in. Well, we can't confirm for sure if she's going to turn into David Tennant. We don't know, but I'm just excited to see that initial shock reaction from David Tennant. Like, what? Because it's going to be so confused as to why she's turned back into that incarnation.
Oh, it's going to be so funny, though. Yeah. Whatever happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, like, you can just picture David Tennant in Jodie's suit.
It's going to be a bit tight on him.
Yeah. And it kind of gives you vibes. So when he said what to when Donna ended up in the TARDIS, like what?
Yeah.
like kind of that kind of stuff, I think. Um, but no one's seen Shooty on the set or anything, and David this early on into 60th celebrations, which I feel will not just in November time, but will go on towards most of the year next year. I would have thought.
Yeah, I have no idea because I've heard theories that there might be more than one special, and apparently, like someone said that there might be 3 specials that involve David Tennant, and then at the end of that he regenerates into Shooty.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of theories flying around, and we've only seen David Tennant filming so far. I would like to see other Doctors in the 60th anniversary, but if we don't see other Doctors, I'm not going to be too disappointed. Because it's like Peter Capaldi was saying, like shoving all those Doctors in, it can become fan service. It's kind of like just a bit of a cash grab, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like I think they all get asked. Like
Yeah,
they all get asked, and like Matt Smith, I think I saw an interview. He said he would be happy to come back if it was with Amy and Rory, and like maybe that's the next thing. Maybe they've done their part within those episodes, and maybe the bat is put on to Matt or Peter Capaldi or
maybe. I'm
yeah.
I'm definitely suspicious of Matt Smith because his him as an actor, he's back in the UK and he's grown his hair out to how he had it for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So I'm very suspicious as to him. I think there might be a chance that he'll definitely be in it because I wonder why he's grown his hair out and styled it that exact same way when for the last couple of years he's had his hair quite short and like buzz cut.
Yeah. I wonder if in Morbius he had that similar hair. I'm not sure.
He did. It's like the exact same hair, I think.
Yeah, so it's either a Morbius or a Doctor Who then.
Yeah.
Because he done House of Dragons from Game of Thrones sequel, so I'm really looking forward to that because he's one of the main characters.
Yeah.
And I love it when an actor goes in Doctor Who that they go do some more really good, great things.
Oh yeah, some actors from Doctor Who have gone on to do amazing things. It's like Karen Gillan after Doctor Who, she hit quite big in Hollywood. Like she wants to do like Jumanji, Avengers, and stuff like that.
Yeah, work on The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many good things, and like with Matt, he's done really good things. Like you had Morbius, you have so he played a villain like last Christmas for a film.
Yeah.
He's in The Crown as well. House of Dragons.
Yeah, he's done quite a lot of bits since Doctor Who.
Yeah, and Peter Capaldi. I think he was in some Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he was in Suicide Squad.
And I think he's recently playing a villain in something else, or in something else. I heard. Jodie, not too sure about the 60th. Maybe she might make a cameo appearance. I'm not sure because like before the 50th, it was only David Tennant, of course, but he wasn't in it for a fair few years.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit hard for Jodie to be in the 60th purely because she's having a baby as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's had her baby now.
Yes,
so,
she has. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's probably very busy, bless her.
Yeah. If the 60th is to lead up for the Shooty being the Doctor, it's going to be interesting. Because you feel like if Jodie was in it, it would put the spotlight maybe of Shooty, or if she did, it maybe a little cameo, or a flashback or something.
Yeah.
Which I would be happy with from that. But yeah, I think it's very interesting stuff, isn't it, Billy?
Yeah, definitely. It's all going to be amazing. It's always a wild ride with Doctor Who, and we never know what to expect. Sometimes we're over the moon, very happy. Sometimes we're a bit disappointed, but I think with Doctor Who, it's one of those things. It's just fun and shouldn't be taken too seriously. Like some people get really angry about certain things with Doctor Who, and the way I see it is, it's a fun show, and when it isn't doing as great as it should be, it's going to get better. I know it will because it always does. Doctor Who's a show that can reinvent itself and bring itself back from anything, I think.
Yeah. like it's a show that not going to end like normal like TV shows end
Yeah,
eventually, don't they? I don't think Doctor Who will.
yeah.
Will.
It's been cancelled before and it came back.
Yeah.
I think fans just love the show so much that I don't think it will ever die off properly. Like I never think we're going to see the end of Doctor Who for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's rewarding, isn't it? Just to have it there, and like even when it's not on for maybe a whole year or something, people, it's always talked about, like we're all getting all excited about things that are not going to happen yet, and it's just like the waiting is exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's why I like to relate autism into it, really, because like with autism you have like hyperfixations about certain things, and maybe not to
Yeah,
one person, and actually quite a lot of people within autism, like who are autistic and stuff, I find interested in Doctor Who. Quite a lot of people are, and not just and that's one of the reasons I decided to do this series. But on the other note, I like to mix it up, so I have people on who maybe like a teacher like yourself, like within SEN, and if not, people who aren't have got autism as well, so you can kind of educate them as well, and as well as talk
yeah,
about Doctor Who too.
yeah. No, definitely. I understand the hyperfixation side of things, that because it is a massive comfort as well. It's like I have ADHD, and Doctor Who is one of those things that really distracts me and comforts me, and I'm able just to zone out and really dissociate and just feel comfortable watching it. So I do get that 100%. It's a great show, and I know it's benefited a lot of people and it's helped a lot of people as well.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you can't stop talking about it. Really, you get to that point, don't you?
yeah. I could talk about Doctor Who for hours if I wanted to, but I don't want to bore people.
No, no. Yeah, like it's okay because this current series is directly about autism and Doctor Who,
Yeah,
and like I do on the podcast, I do all sort of different things. Like it might be a series like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or something about directly about autism, directly about Crohn's, mental health, all sort of different things I like to. And this is kind of the first time I've done it directly about Doctor Who and autism, even though people in here have come on to have Crohn's as well that like autism. So I like to mix it up, and it's nice just speaking to different people
yeah,
about, but these kind of different topics.
yeah. It's really good that you're mixing out, because even though, because everyone's different, like there's no one size fits all for anyone, but we can all relate on a lot of things, I think, even if we are coming from different walks in life. And Doctor Who is definitely one of those things that can bring people together, no matter what background they have.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, yeah. Completely agree. And whenever I do maybe an episode not related to Doctor Who, and everyone always mentions the blue box in the background. So it always helps. And you are the blue box, aren't you, Billie? So there you go. You got one in the background
Yeah,
there.
no, it's a good conversation starter, definitely, when you don't have much to talk about as well.
Yeah, yeah, because like they say, nice, nice blue box, and they question me, is it the actual TARDIS? I say, yep, it's the actual TARDIS. I got it from John Lewis when I was little. I spotted it. It's quite funny, because I'm just walking through like John Lewis, and like of course I was little. I was with my parents and think, oh, I want to go home. You know how you are. And I was like, that's a TARDIS. What is it? Is it just one for display, or like like you go around places and they're just
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
aren't
yeah,
they? And then I
yeah.
was like, it's not. It's a wardrobe. And I was like, I'm getting now. People want that.
Oh, that's
uh,
so cool.
um,
Oh,
and I think it was the last one available as well. So I was quite
very
excited
lucky.
about that. And it's not such Doctor Who stuff in there. It's just like you have your hats, like maybe pencil cases and stuff in there, and um so it's quite exciting. I have my own little Doctor Who kind of not box, kind of just things I put my Doctor Who clothes in, like my 11th Doctor things or 10th Doctor, which I'm quite passionate about because I really like the 10th Doctor. He's kind of my one that I relate to and stuff. Um,
Oh, brilliant.
because my favorite episode is the girl in the fireplace. Um,
Okay.
um, because I just like that episode. It's really nice, and I know it's sad at the end, but I like the music in it. Music is a massive part of Doctor Who and life for
Yeah,
me. And like with ADHD, as you say, like yourself and autism, music plays a massive part in that.
definitely. Yeah, music can be very distracting, and it can help with a lot of anxiety as well. So
Yeah,
I do agree. Doctor Who's music is one thing that's been amazing throughout, and I think when it loses that music, it runs the risk of not being as good. It's like the score for Chibnall's era, I don't think has been as great as previous um Doctor Who seasons at all, and I really hope that changes with Russell. Hopefully Murray Gold might come back, who knows.
yeah, it'd be nice, but maybe like with bringing all the people back, maybe they could bring Murray Gold, because I love his music, and whenever I write a podcast episode up, I've always got his music soundtrack in the background.
Yeah.
It keeps me because if it's I lose track, I might just stare into space thinking, what am I going to write next? But I have to listen to music. Like I don't even like going on holiday or in a car or something. I have to have my AirPods
Yeah,
in, put Spotify on, just random music. I put a playlist, put shuffle on, and then there you go.
yeah, yeah, music's great. Yeah,
Yeah,
it sparks a lot of ideas as well. It keeps you calm.
yeah.
Yeah, I've had some of my best ideas when listening to music, so I understand that.
Oh,
It's great to have.
and you've been a drama teacher as well. I suppose music plays a lot of
Oh,
part when you're doing.
oh yeah, definitely. I can't think of a drama session that doesn't have music involved in it. Even when it's just people working on scenes, it's nice to just have some background music going on,
Yeah,
because it just creates some distraction, like not distraction, like it gets rid of distractions in the room when there's a load of people talking in the room, so it's just something for you to focus on opposed to listening to whoever's next to you talking. Especially in performances like Doctor Who, like music carries a lot of theatre shows, adds to that immersion. So there definitely is a massive musical aspect to performing arts.
it makes you connected, doesn't it? Like that
Yes,
music.
definitely. Yeah, it's like when David Tennant says in the Daleks Take Manhattan episode, like music, something you can dance to, fall in love to. It creates emotion.
Yeah, yeah. There's so much good music, and like we say about the current era, it doesn't make you drawn in. Like when you listen to
Yeah,
music from Murray Gold or in Doctor Who episodes, for example, because Murray Gold went all the way from Christopher Eccleston to Peter Capaldi, and then
yeah,
all of a sudden it all changed, didn't it? We had different kind of concept of Doctor Who, and I don't think,
yeah.
like we said with the Master before, like just because the Doctor changed doesn't mean the Master has to.
It's true.
But even though saying that, I would like other new villains, and maybe not just focusing it around the Master all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I think we need some big threats back in the show, and a lot of people saying in the 60th, the Celestial Toy Maker might be making an appearance, and I'm really excited for that. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Actually, as we're recording this now, Billy, I saw Russell actually put a pin page of the Slovene. So I don't know. Slovene maybe a villain, maybe not for the sickness,
Maybe
maybe in a new series.
maybe I would love to see the Slovene return. A lot of people like give them such like slate because they're like silly farting aliens.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if you go on like the TARDIS wiki, the Slovene have like a massive lore behind them, and I'm here for it. It's just that they seem like very interesting aliens that I'd love to see a lot more of.
yeah. I actually saw like a tweet, not like even actually yesterday, and someone was kind of stating the Slovene. I was like, and I just put, nothing wrong with farting aliens. um, they're funny, and they were good, and like it'd be nice to have them return.
Yeah,
Even though new villains too. Like for most won't know who the toy maker is. I had to read up about who the toy maker was, and then I know quite a lot about who the toy maker is, even if it is going to be the toy maker or not. But really
yeah,
interesting stuff. I know the Daleks can't have to be in every series because of contract. Um, so the kind of like saying the Daleks make Doctor Who and Cybermen, don't they?
yeah, definitely. I think we're gonna always see the Daleks and Cybermen pop up in places that they are a very relied on monster. from Doctor Who. And honestly, a lot of people complain about the Daleks being overused, but I love the Daleks. They're my favorite villain easily, and
Mm.
I'd be happy if they continued showing up.
Yeah, me too. And like the good thing is, well, we've had monsters in Doctor Who, like you can't blink, you can't think, you can't remember, like
Yeah.
those certain villains. What being nicely one is one that you can't move, possibly.
Mm.
So we might have had that in the past with certain villains, but not ones that make you actually like you can't move for some odd reason. So it'd be nice to do concepts of villains and stuff like that.
Yeah. Again, we'll have to wait to see. I think Russell's going to bring some really amazing things to the table, and I personally think Doctor Who's going to hit like another golden age soon. Like, I can personally see it like just really skyrocketing in the next few years.
Yeah. It's so exciting. So and especially like at the moment in time, seeing all the really good things happening about it.
Yeah.
And one thing I've mentioned before, Billy, is it's been nice maybe if someone had ADHD or autism and like was on playing a character in Doctor Who.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
We need more like there needs to be a lot more representation on TV for actors that have things like this. I definitely think there isn't enough spotlight for it at the moment. But again, it's also the same that we can't really assume who does and doesn't have
yeah.
autism or ADHD or anything else as actors, because some people might have not disclosed any conditions they have, which is sad because I feel like as the industry is growing, people should feel more comfortable to talk about these things, and hopefully a lot more people do come forward to discuss these challenges that they faced in life.
Yeah, it's something that they'd like. We saw that dyspraxia storyline. They didn't get developed
Yeah,
that much, did it? But yeah, do you like? It's hard one when like an actor portrays maybe an autistic person or person with ADHD or person with dyspraxia, for example, because they have to be really careful, don't they, that they get it right.
yeah. I think with things like that, you can run the risk of being offensive, especially with things like autism and ADHD and dyspraxia, because that things like that, there's no one size fits all. That it's a very varying, differing situation from person to person how it is in their lives. So I think it's very hard to portray that as actors, because you might portray it in a way that you think's right, but people are actually who actually have these conditions watching might think actually that's not right at all, and what you've just done is put me into a box and said that I'm this, and it can be quite offensive to some people, I think. So I think it is definitely a delicate thing to touch upon, and that's why I think only actors who actually have these conditions should be playing these characters, because it's going to be a lot harder for an actor who doesn't have these conditions to be playing the characters, I think.
Yeah, and the hard thing is like people with autism and ADHD also can find it hard as well to get these roles and jobs, and they think the easy option, I suppose, is to put someone that hasn't, just to. But I would say pretend, because you kind of are if you don't know what it. Well, I suppose
Yeah,
if it's hard because they would have to kind of be trained in it in a way, or no quite knowledge.
yeah. Uh, I think as an actor, for any role you play, it's good to go away and do research and
Yeah.
really make sure you accurately portray something. Um, yeah, it is a hard one, and I think the industry is just starting to broaden itself a lot more to be inclusive and finding those actors who do have those conditions. I know there are a lot of agencies now that specialize in helping people um, with autism find roles and other conditions as well. It's like I have a friend who is in a wheelchair, and the agency he's with specifically focuses on people who aren't able bodies. So I think the industry is trying to open up a lot more in recent years, whereas it never used to. It used to be quite closed off. It used to just be, yeah, just throw the next white man into a role. So yeah, I think it is progressing, and hopefully it's going to push towards that a lot more in years to come, especially with the era we're moving into as a society. Things like streaming services, and as our generation is starting to come more in control with the creativity that's on our screens opposed to the previous generation, a lot more representation should eventually happen, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. And so fingers crossed, then like that kind of stuff happens, and you do question stuff. Is always interesting to know if an actor is has actually got that, or like Ryan, for example, in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
In real life, has experienced that. It would be nice to know. But various people have enjoyed seeing that storyline. I know, because having dyspraxia, and even I learned about dyspraxia because I didn't know what it was either.
Yeah. One of my very, very close friends has dyspraxia, and I was talking with him about it actually, and it upset him slightly because, like I said, there isn't a one size fits all for conditions. My friend who has dyspraxia, he can ride a bike, he can do things like that, and then when he sees on TV they're saying some people with dyspraxia can't ride bikes, it can be quite hard to hear about, but it does open your mind to there are varying levels to all these things and how they affect people. And I think the dyspraxia storyline with Ryan was great, and I just wish they explored it a lot more, because I feel like they picked it up and just dropped it off straight away.
Yeah, because I think right at the end, before they went off and left, he was able to ride that bike at the end. I think, well, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a callback, but it wasn't really something that felt massively developed throughout his run on the show.
No, it will be interesting to see, but yeah,
Yeah,
looking good for Doctor Who and Autism. Let's say. But before we go, really, because we've had a really nice chat about Doctor Who,
yeah.
Autism, acting, all that really good stuff. Is there a quote in Doctor Who that you would relate to?
A quote from Doctor Who that I relate to. It's one that I use for everything when I'm trying to find inspiration. One that's in my personal statement. One that's just really always driven me is from Matt Smith. We're all stories in the end, so make it a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that is a really good one, because it really relates, doesn't it? Because we are all stories in the end, aren't we?
yeah, yeah. Nothing lasts forever, and life is truly what you make it. Just make it as best as you can and enjoy it. It's a wild ride, and it's going to be full of lots of horrible downs, but also lots of amazing ups. And it's always more important to focus on those high points, I think, and just really go for everything you want in life. Don't ever let anything hold you back.
Yeah, I love that, Billy, because I completely agree, and I really relate to that too. And it's nice that you use that quite a lot of the time, like that quote, because it's very meaningful.
Yeah,
And I think lots of quotes in Doctor Who. It's the reason why in this series I've been asking everyone what quote do you relate to, because it's really interesting, because so much in Doctor Who relates to your personal life, and
oh yeah,
there's highs and lows in Doctor Who, and highs and lows in your life too. So
definitely.
I love that. I love that quote, Billy. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that kind of is like that wraps it up. Like, because we've done
Yeah,
really nice talk about autism and Doctor Who with you, Billy. So thank you
yeah, it's
for
been lovely talking. Thank you.
thank you, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did, definitely. Thank you for having me. And I hope anyone that watches, I hope this has helped put anything in perspective, any questions that they've had about Doctor Who and autism. So yeah, I hope this is serving its purpose, and I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Well, so thank you again.
Thank you.
And it's been awesome. Thank you.
Sorry, thank you.
Thank you.